All right, welcome back everybody to the final game of the night, final series of the night, I guess I should say. It's gonna be between KAme Zerg and Babo, and if we can show the maps here for a second, it's gonna be our love story to the space platform tile set. Benzene, Circuit Breaker, and Blockchain will be our final, I guess, map pool of the night.
Yeah, I hope we make it to Blockchain, because I have not seen many Zerg versus Zergs there. It's a really weird map. When I first looked at it, I thought, well, this would be a great 12-hatch map, because you're going to get a free second gas. But then I thought about it, well, wait a minute, the hatchery, that's where all your production comes from, right? So it's going to be hard to get lings out, or drones, or whatever. So I don't know what to expect. It's a really weird, funky map. I hope we can make it there. I hope it goes to 2-1, like we just saw. And we're back on Benzene again. It's going to be another 2-player map as starting out. And what did we see already? We saw KAme versus... Oh no, Babo versus KAme, right? This is a rematch, I think.
This is a rematch. Let's see. I'm in this. Zero's in this lobby. And then also a different player. So we'll work our lobby out, and then we'll be right into Benzene for our first game of the night, or our first game of this last series of the. I'm not sure what is happening in our lobby, but as soon as we get that straightened out, we'll be good to go with game number 1. I think we should actually just get into it before other people join. Yeah. So here we go. Game 1 on Benzene. And here we are in the upper right-hand corner in the blue. This is our Zerg player, Babo.
In the bottom left, we got the Swedish Zerg. It is KAme. We have an actual, not just rematch, we got the same spawns too. Same map!
That is actually crazy. It's rare that we get so much parity within our games. So if you guys think there's a glitch in the Matrix or something, maybe you're right, because we do get a chance to see this for the second time tonight. And I think for the most part, what was so impressive for me was Babo can just play best, most standard version of ZVZ. It's his 9-pool speed into 1-hatch muta, and he just kills you with it. So if you already know what's coming, KAme showed that he could play a very unique gas-first style. But I think that might just be a one-off. I don't know what to expect from him going into the rematch.
There it is. I was about to say, I think he should go for it. And there's that fast gas. And we have another identical build from Babo. He also went 9-pool that game. I hope we don't have the Spire get picked off, because this really does look like a slick build. If I was a Zerg player, I would really think about stealing it. It looks really, really nice. We'll have to see if he can survive the initial pressure coming out from Babo. Last game, it was very close with the lings on the ramp. Babo almost getting in a couple times with speed lings, and then eventually getting in and picking off that Spire. But I don't think KAme will let that happen this time.
Yeah, and well, that's the rarity of situations like this. It's not often that you get a second chance at sort of redeeming yourself from mistakes that you've made in the past, and you know, in real life and in Brood War. But in this series, what do you think the adaptation is? Is it as simple as just build your Spire in a better place?
Yeah, I mean, that could definitely just be it. If he moved it even just 1 block down, sure, his minerals are a little jacked up, but at least it's in a safer spot, or maybe 2 down. I don't know exactly. Maybe swap the sunken and Spire positioning, because even if lings run in, they got to go through a drone drill. Not sure. But as far as Babo's concerned, I wouldn't switch what he did, because he won 2-0. No reason to switch what works.
Hard to argue with that, Nyokin. I think the biggest thing for Babo is that he's actually sending these Zerglings around the sneaky way, so they're going to dodge the Overlord. And actually, he might dodge the Overlord with the next 2 lings as well. Ooh, no, just barely going to get those 2 scouted. But, you know, the 6 lings did get and there's only 4 on the other side.
Yeah, and again, I have to point out, look at the gas, 56 to 300. If we spend 100 from Kame's view, he's still going to be up 150 gas. He's still got 3 on gas. Babo has 2 on gas. So it's going to be like 2 muta difference in terms of gas. So, assuming he makes it there, because we've got 8 lings versus 4. Kame, you got to get lings there. Speed is kicked in.
Oh, he shows 4, gets the 6. Guy has a nice concave on top of the ramp. He's got some good 2-on-1s, but yeah, you're gonna lose. More versus less, more always wins. So, you know, we're already working on the sunken, but it's not up just yet. Is he gonna kill any drones? See, I heard 1 go down. Is he gonna get a second? Oh no, this is starting to go terribly. So many drones going down.
Yeah, this is catastrophic damage. He lost like 3 or 4 drones there. We're down to 7. Babo has 9, 10, 11 drones. So his econ is fantastic. Also, he has enough money to put down his spire, whereas Kame still has to mine, you know, up to those 200 minerals to get the spire down. And now that gas lead all of a sudden is not going to be that big for him, because Babo's got 3 on gas now. Kame has 0 on gas. So this is looking almost identical. Well, not completely identical to the last game, but very similar in the sense where Babo has gotten in with a few lings and just did massive damage.
Well, he was just saving for the spire, and that means that he's having a harder time to build lings to defend. And even that sunken is maybe just barely out of range to protect this this hatchery at the bottom.
Yeah, this is just so annoying. He's got to build lings when he doesn't really even want to build lings. He's building a drone now, trying to catch up. Babo's doing exactly like he did in the first series. He's taking his expansion. He's just got his econ going. He's not even building more lings because he knows that Kame can't attack. And also because the lings can just sit next to this hatch. He sees drones popping, so this is perfect. He's just going to get farther ahead. Once the spire is done, he's going to have another big muta advantage. The first time it was like 6 versus 2. You just flat out can't come back from this point as Kame.
Yeah, you're right. There's basically no way. I mean, we are going to see him get to the point where he has mutas, which is not a place that we ever saw him get the last time he tried this strategy. But he's just taken so many drone losses. Like, I mean, I guess he's got extra larva, so maybe he can spend that on redroning a little bit. But, I mean, Babo's expanding behind this exactly like he did the last time they played the series, and I think he's just playing this beautifully.
Now, Kame somehow has 550 gas. The issue for him is really the minerals, and he spent almost all of his gas on... well, he spent the first 150 on Scourge, which would be difficult for him to make these work because we know Babo's not making Surge. He's just going to make continuous amounts of mutas, and once it gets up to, I think the sweet spot is 3 to 1-shot Scourge. It's going to be very difficult to make these land because Babo already has 3 or 4 mutas out. He's trying to find this Overlord. He may find it. He's just barely going to miss it.
So I'm guessing we're going to see the same thing from Kame as we did last game, where he just goes massive amounts of Scourge, runs over the mutas, and then tries to slingshot with mutas of his own. But he only actually built 4 Scourge this time, and is starting to go into muta production behind it. So that's what he tried last time, but not gonna go back for it.
Well, Babo's already found the Scourge, and he's just got to make sure that they don't connect. And so far, they're not connecting. These 2 Scourge are going into the main. They're going to try and catch an egg, which is likely. They're likely to get these mutas, but the 6 are still out on the map. I wonder what Babo's doing, because a lot of times when you have your mutas this far out of position, it can leave you vulnerable to like a muta counterattack. Now, we know Kame doesn't have the econ for that.
Is he going to get this muta before the mutas actually run back and save it? Oh, it's so close. He should get it. Yes! Gets 1 muta with the Scourge.
Yeah, no, that's a nice pickoff, but it's still an uphill battle for Kame. We've still got 8 mutas for Babo versus 5 for Kame. He needs to have an insane fight. I think once this muta pops, he's got to go because it's just going to get worse and worse for him. Babo's econ is too good, and also he's on double gas. Yeah, there we go. There goes the 6 mutas and 4 Scourge. He needs to pray that every single Scourge lands because Babo already has 10 mutas out.
I mean, even in the best case scenario, I think this is still kind of a losing fight, right? I mean, especially if he gets the first volley off with or Babo does. Scourge, let's see how good they are going to be. The micro, oh my god, he one-shots almost all the Scourge. So at the end of the day, it's still 10 mutas versus 6. Actually, a couple more Scourge coming in from behind. Babo microing successfully. Yeah, I think he just did it.
Yeah, we got 40 supply to 28. Never where you want to be in Zerg versus Zerg. Now these mutas are stuck. There's no way they can come home. What? How did that happen? So he does save it, but I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. There's just flat out not enough Scourge. He may intercept a couple here. Oh, I go.
I think it's one. Wait, what is this one Scourge connection meta? Hello?
I mean, it's not even bad because you soften up 3 of them. Now the fight, this is going to be the main fight, but there's just not enough for KAme. 4 versus 10.
He did come in and actually get a couple of better Scourge hits there at the end, but in the end, it won't matter. GG, KAme taps out, and Babo takes the game number 1, exactly like he took the last game number 1 when they rematched.
Yeah, again, KAme just unfortunately, the Ling's just barely not in time. If he holds the ramp, that's a completely different game, but Babo with the really nice timing. What really else can be said? Babo played it perfectly, exactly how you're supposed to play it, and KAme just, I mean, the build looks slick, but maybe it's just slightly too greedy versus the 9 pool.
No, I totally agree. I think the biggest thing for KAme has been base layout, has always kind of been a struggle. One, in game number 1, obviously the Spire is vulnerable and it gets picked off. Game number 2, the hatchery on the bottom, the second hatch, is vulnerable. It's not in sunken range, and he keeps losing the battle on the ramp because you just can't pump out equal lings to a 9 pool speed. So, oh man, I feel like that build is sick if you can like figure out like a way to work out the kinks. Maybe you just need like slightly faster APM, maybe you just need slightly better base layout or ramp defense. I don't know what it is, but it seems like there's like a secret sauce, like a magic kind of way to make that work. And then I love the idea that it's going for, where you have that extra gas, you get that extra muta, and then go for it. That's pretty remarkable. It just, hasn't worked out just yet.
Yeah, but he needs to make something happen because he can't lose anymore. If he loses here, Babo wins, and he's gonna make it out second in the group. So this is do or die for KAme. Hopefully he can turn it around.
Yep, so let's go ahead and get into game number 2 on Circuit Breakers to find out which player will be the second to advance out of Group E. Or not. Sorry, I got psyched out a little bit there. We were about to start, and then we had to restart the lobby. So here we go. All right. Now let's try this again. All right. All right. So let's get into Circuit Breakers for game number. Okay, here we go. And in the bottom right-hand corner, in the orange, this is our Zerg player, Babo.
And in the top left, he must win this game. It is KAme. Well, I'm always just so interested in these Overlord movements. I know it's like such a subtle thing, but we have Babo going to the left side, KAme going vertical. I wonder why they do this pathing. I think last time I casted, when players got bottom right, they also went to the left side. So I wonder why they do this. Maybe it's just to mix it up, but there has to be some reason for this type of pathing.
So the reasoning I was told is that you're supposed to scout towards the closest natural expansion so that you can see if they went 12 hatch fast as quickly as possible. But that is not what Babo is doing. He's scouting towards the main fast to get that information most quickly. And obviously, if you're scouting in the opposite direction as your opponent's Overlord, you're going to meet, and it's like, okay, well, we figured it out. I don't know. I'm sure different Zerg players might tell you different things, but I always thought you were supposed to scout towards the natural.
Yeah, a pretty interesting scout pattern coming from Babo. Now, both players will probably intercept each other and know exactly where they are. After that, Now, KAme, we've got a 12 pool coming in from him. Babo, again, with another 9 pool. It's going to be another speed build. And everything just looks the same so far. This time, well, I guess Benzene is cross position. I was going to say this time it's cross position, so the Lings will get there a little bit slower. But KAme's not going to have that gas advantage. This is definitely safer. There's no way he's going to lose the ramp this time. Uh-oh, there goes that drone. This is the same build he pulled out on Circuit Breaker versus Babo, where he went 12 pool into the lower ground hatchery.
Wow. Okay, well, I guess history does repeat itself. We're going to get a little bit of a rerun. But, I mean, he also lost that game, so... I don't know. I think Babo is just so good at playing this like straight up standard style. It's hard to find something that works around it. Already, this hatchery on the low ground was barely held in the last game. It was so wounded that it wound up being a huge liability later on. So this time around, hopefully KAme can save it with a little bit more HP.
Well, Babo's a genius. He's sending 5 Lings to top left, only 1 to scout top right, because he can scout top right faster than he can scout top left. But I think KAme's going to be ready because he's already got 5. Where's his 6th Ling? I only see 5 for him. Oh, there's 6. But again, a drone pull. This looks identical, and at least this time Babo has to travel a little bit farther, so it's less likely that KAme will be broken, but his speed is considerably slower. Here comes Babo. He's trying to make something. Oh, does he have speed? Well, Babo didn't get speed. There's a change here. Oh, he does have. It must have just kicked in. But regardless, the lair timing for Babo is much faster than KAme. There's no lair for KAme.
Yeah, no lair. He is just chilling for now. There it is. Or no. Still no lair for KAme. I'm totally misreading that. So he did get up to natural. I guess he's gonna try to play this this spore style, but he's gonna have to. First things first. Gonna save this hatchery down here. A lot of Lings down here. They're actually kind of going around the corner and getting still a better angle here. KAme just barely losing out there, and he's gonna let Lings in the main.
Yeah, now this time it's not as bad as last time. Oh, a great drone drill.
Wow.
One-shotting a bunch of Lings. So KAme's in a pretty good spot, but there's no lair behind it. Babo's lair is done and be putting down that spire pretty soon. But this is going to be a lot of Lings coming from KAme. It's pretty all in. He's going to, well, not all in. He'll be able to go into evolution chamber play from here. But the pressure's on Babo now. He's got to make sure that what happened to KAme last game does not happen to him.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Still these 2 assassin Lings running in. They're gonna get stopped in their tracks by a drone putting down the Evo to follow up. So it's not gonna be like a Zergling flood all in. Still gonna be scary, but there is gonna be a follow up with this Evo and the spores to come out. And I actually really like this play. I remember watching the Tai2 versus Eon Zerg group from last BSL, and Tai2 had one of the most inspired usages of this the spore play. The turtle on more bases and get a superior mute account to win the game eventually. Super, super sick, but very hard to pull off.
Yeah, if you can get the spores up and you can survive the... Oh, we got more Lings coming in to Babo's base, but I think the defense for Babo is just too good. The Sunken's in a great spot. He's got the Spire in a very nice spot behind the minerals. But KAme's trying to make it happen. He's getting into the drone line, but he hasn't gotten any drones yet. Great drilling from Babo.
God, are you kidding me? So many of these drones. There's one drone on 1 HP. There's another one on, I think, 14 HP. At the end of the day, the total drone count here is, what is that, 7. So that is just, that's not a lot.
Yeah, meanwhile, Babo has snuck 2 Lings of his own across the map, and he's trying to get some drone kills. He damaged a couple drones, but he hasn't gotten one yet. He might get one right here.
Oh, it's so close. Wow, this is actually super intense. But actually, at the end of the day, well, okay, KAme still doesn't have a Spire up. Okay, well, there are going to be mutas out. They're going to kill at least one Overlord for free, but what's the follow-up here for Babo? Does he try to expand again?
I don't think he can expand just yet because KAme can build tons of Lings and he'll be able to shut it down pretty easily. Babo's econ is really shot. He lost a lot of drones there. He's only got 1 on gas. He's even pulling it off of gas. So despite KAme not having a lair, if he can just slowly build up to it, he'll overtake Babo in terms of gas. really all Kami has to do is make sure he doesn't die to some kind of Ling Muta combination, because with these Mutas, there's no counter to them other than the Spore. So if he can sit like on the ramp of Kami with the Mutas and just splash Lings, potentially Babo's Lings can sneak in there and just start dealing crippling damage to the drone line. But you called it. There's the hatchery at the expansion for Babo.
Yeah, he's gonna go for it. 2 scouting Lings from Kame will scout it out. So we'll see whether or not he wants to go aggressive, because like you said, yeah, you can actually just flood 1,000,000 Lings. I never know exactly what the right way to sort of right the ship is going to be for Kame. He's finally getting a lair, but I hope in my heart, you know, the Zerg player Zero just came back, one of the best late game ZBZ players ever. And I always hope for late game ZBZ, but it always feels like the player that just keeps building nonstop mutas wins eventually. So maybe that's what we'll see here, but Kame is starting to get towards building that Spire.
Yep, lair is done. Spire just went up. He's got his second extractor. If we check how many mutas Babo has, he has 4 mutas. So Kami's up about 150 in gas. Once his second gas kicks in, he can mine essentially 250 more gas than Babo. Then they'll have equal gas. And I do like Kami's position more than Babo at this point, because he's got better drone saturation. Like, I just like everything overall. He's also got those spore colonies, so any counterattack with mutas will not get as many drones as compared to Kami's counterattacks. So I think the longer the game goes, the better it's going to be for Kami.
I completely agree. I think Kame really is a solidified position over here. Now, you know, the big advantage from holding on to these hatcheries is not as good as you might imagine, but keep in mind he's got okay, well, what was I expecting? Oh, I was kind of stuck in last game where I thought he had an extra hatch. So it's just 2 hatch versus 2 hatch, but much better infrastructure from Kame. I haven't counted drones. Let's see, there's 6 in the natural, and what are we looking at here?
Well, the drone count is actually in favor of Babo at this point, because
yeah,
Kami's undersaturated his main.
Okay, I definitely did not expect that. Wow, Babo actually has more.
Yeah, and another thing that Babo has is, I just realized he's halfway to +1 armor. And that's a huge upgrade in Muta versus Muta. He's got so much money, he's even putting down a 3rd hatch. Meanwhile, Kami, no 3rd hatch. He's just now starting Mutas. So it feels like Babo has caught up in every aspect. He's got the drones, he's got the econ, he's got more hatches now. Really, the only difference is he doesn't have spores, but I don't think that's a huge deal, because he can straight up fight Kami's army if it ever comes in.
Really weird game, but I agree that flyer carapace is a deal breaker. Like it screws the math up so drastically. And the problem with Muta versus Muta is not that, like, you know, it's not like there's a number of mutas that having carapace works out better for. It's that it causes the snowball to start rolling, and as soon as that happens, it's over. So yeah, we're starting to just mass up the mutas for both players, but for Babos, they'll just be better. Unless there's a world where Kame hits before carapace finishes, and yeah, there's no way. The mutas just can't fly across the map fast enough.
Now, one thing that Kami does has is he does have a slight muta advantage at this point. He's also got flat out more Lings. So if he goes right now, it's going to be difficult for Babo to deal with the Lings and the mutas. Also, he just got supply block. So if I'm Kami, this is definitely the go time. Oh, Babo just got 3 more mutas. That's crucial.
Yeah, they did hatch at exactly the right moment. The Lings are actually running in a little bit before the mutas. Mutas actually going into the main. If they can kill like so many drones here, maybe there's a way back into here. Lots of drones going down, but here it is, the final fight. Who's got more? Whose mutas are better? It looks like the armor holding strong for Babo. I can't even call this. There's so many glaive worms bouncing back and forth. Scourge coming in. Will they hit? It looks like they do finally connect with the armor. It's so good, but the numbers are better. Kame overcoming Babo's mutas. There will be more to pop. There's actually Scourge popping in the main. If they can connect and turn this around, this is so crazy.
Yeah, all the Scourge of Kame connecting. Now he's trying to desperately... Okay, he's going to lose the mutas, but... Wow, both players completely traded right there. How many mutas does Kame have? 4 mutas? How many does Babo have? Well, he only has 2, but he has so many Scourge. Now, we haven't seen Kame's Muta Micro this entire time, but if it's like Babo's, he'll be able to deal with these Scourge pretty easily. Supplies are so close, but again, Babo at least has the third hatch, so the longer the game goes, he'll be able to power. Oh, I think Babo just has too much. He has equaling amounts of mutas, and he has 10 Scourge. Well, almost equal amount of mutas.
Yeah, the Scourge could definitely turn this around. He's gonna scout with one of them. Let's get some info on Ling counts, and I think we might just be about to see a repeat of the last fight. Gonna swoop in to try to snipe some drones. Gets 1, gets 2, 3, 4, but it's all about the mutas. Although maybe he's trying to play a longer game and then win with the eco. I don't know about that one. I snagged there at the end, but wait, what's the muta count looking like? Okay, he kills the Lings trying to sneak in, but it still feels like Babo is just in a super sick spot.
Yeah, this is chaos everywhere. There's a small Ling attack and the natural forced a full drone pull, but at the same time, almost all of Babo's Scourge connected killed so many mutas. If we check the mutas of KAme, 2 of them are dangerously injured. Meanwhile, Babo's muta count really has not been hurt that much. He's got 7 versus 4, and 2 of them are really hurt. This is so close. Supplies are still 30-ish for both players. Oh man, this is so close.
I don't know what to say. I mean, even casting this is like super hard because it just comes down to like I don't know. It's just like you ever seen those like Velcro suits where you run and you jump and you stick to the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. So both players, they get their Velcro mutas on both sides of the map, and then they run at each other and they just jump and they just stick to each other. It's like, well, I don't know how this is gonna work out. Actually, catching these overlords could be big.
Yep. Oh wow, the Scourge just barely went at a wrong angle, was not able to intercept those Mutalisks.
Oh, he's trying to turn around. Ooh, taking a couple of losses there. Can he micro? Scourge AI is bad. So you can manipulate it, and he does kill off the rest of those Scourge in the end.
Well, KAme has a 2 muta. No, he doesn't. Every time I check, Babo has something. They have even muta counts again, but KAme's gotten the supply lead somehow. Where is the supply lead? Oh, it's in those Lings that are moving across the map. But Babo already has a sunken made, so these small Ling counterattacks will not be nearly as effective as before.
You just pick off another Overlord that's going to supply block KAme at 51, still higher supply, but it's all about these drones. Can Babo finally secure his worker line? It's been ravaged so many times by KAme previously, but I think finally Babo's starting to get up to this critical mass, and there's still that carapace advantage.
That is totally correct. Now that's a lot of Lings for KAme now. So now if there is a muta fight, there is a real danger that the natural could be lost. So Babo's got to balance this perfectly. He has more mutas this time. It's 12 versus 14, but there is a Scourge advantage. Here comes a big attack from KAme.
Here we go. And I'm just gonna yell really loudly. I don't know. There seems like there's more here for Babo. The Zerglings are barely able to take down the sunken underneath, but I think they're still gonna all die to the mutas.
Wow.
Muta count insane for Babo. That carapace is so good. KAme leaves the game, and Babo is the second player to advance out Group E.
It's rare that I watch a fight and I'm like, what just happened? But that fight,
I have no idea.
There was like 13 mutas versus 14, and there was 4 Scourge for KAme, and the mutas weren't microing, so you know the Scourge hit something. Yet, Babo, not that he win by like 2 or 3 mutas, he won with 9 or 11 left over. What?
How does carapace even work? Like, the ability of a program to compute that thing mathematically is just the most impressive thing. Wow, I'm trying to like think back. Because there was that other fight that he fought that had equal amount of mutas that was so close, and he still had the carapace advantage there. So maybe in greater numbers it's that much more multiplied. I don't know. I just watch it and I'm just like, yeah, the mutas fought. Cool. But that was actually a really epic way to kind of end things off there. I think Babo definitely deserved the win there. His ZVZ looks fantastic in the standard style that he plays. I don't know about his other matchups, but certainly that one just really good. You can't forget about Kenzie, the race picker that advanced out in first place just really solidly. So much fun watching these games today, Nyoken.
Yeah, these games were great, and really anybody could have gotten out. Casper had a real chance of taking Kenzie out in the first game. Second game, not so much, but the first game, you know, if he takes him out and takes the third game, all of a sudden Kenzie's in the loser bracket. And then KAme had good chances. The build, I keep saying it, the build order is really slick. Just maybe if he had 5 more seconds, he doesn't lose the ramp. So really anybody could have gotten out, but Babo, he's a monster. Like I said in the beginning, his Muta control is unreal. So it's not really a shocker to me that he just dominated the Zerg versus Zerg. But yeah, it was great play all around.
And you could tell he had the knowledge to just instantly hit that carapace upgrade. Say, hey, I've got some time to put it into something that's just always going to make me win in the end. And he did. So congratulations to Kenzie and Babo, our 2 players to advance out of Group E. That's going to do it for the broadcast today. So I hope you all had a great time